Welcome back to my channel. It's Shay Day, and I'm Shay. And if it's your first time here, we talk about everything lifestyle, fashion, lots of travel, and a sprinkle of career chats. Welcome to the tribe. If you enjoy this type of content, feel free to like and subscribe. I know I owe you a series of content on my trip to London, but life has been lifing a lot lately. But I'm here today with a continuation of my trip. I know you're like, Paris? When did you go to Paris? So sit back and let me explain. If you're keeping up with the London vlog, you'll know that I went to London on the 14th of December, and I was there on the 15th, and on the 16th there was a party for my fiance's cousin. We attended that. We went to, I think the content that I showed you guys, we went to Buckingham Palace. We did some other things, but I didn't get much coverage. But that night, well, that morning, so we went to the party. We had a great time. It was a great turnout, great food. The love was in the air. Like, it was just really amazing. But we got back to the Airbnb at 2 a.m. that morning, and we had to pack our bags to go to Paris. I was fully aware of the travel plans in itself. Like, I was told casually, like, hey, we're going to London, but we're actually going to take a trip to Paris and Rome. And I was like, wait, Paris and Rome? Such a short trip? Like, how are we doing this? And then I was just like, you know what? I don't want to know. The trip is being planned. I'm going to be there. It is what it is. Like, let's just go. I'm here. So we left at 4 a.m. that morning, took the train from Worcester, London to Gatwick Airport, and headed to Paris. I mean, we went to go see the Eiffel Tower. It was all of like 19 of us, all ages, fun family trip just to go to see the Eiffel Tower. I mean, can't make this up, but I really enjoyed it. Now, I had plans to go to Paris on this trip. My plans was, hey, just take the train to Paris and we'll go see the Eiffel Tower, do some shopping, get some lunch, and then come back home within that day. But to get the most out of the trip, the plans were to go see the Eiffel Tower, stay the night in Paris, and then head to Rome the next day. OMG. I'm fatigued again just thinking about it. As much fun as I had just hanging out with everyone, commuting by train, it was very tiring. But would I do it again? Absolutely. Would I do it with this crew? Absolutely. We had so much fun. Now, if you've ever been to New York or you're from New York, we have the MTA trains, and it's pretty much, consistent in terms of the style and the look, schedules, everything. But I just felt like the trains in Paris were all so different. It was a little difficult getting around in Paris, language barrier, but everyone was really so helpful in just, directing us on how to get to the Eiffel Tower from the airport. So when we finally made it, it was just so beautiful to see. The sun was out. It was just, right when we came off the train station, it was right there. We loved it. I mean, this has been a dream of mine for the longest time, and I feel so blessed to be able to fly to Paris from London to see the Eiffel Tower. I mean, a dream come true. Now, I'm definitely going back to Paris because I feel like I really need to do this trip over again, because there's so much more to Paris that I want to see. But I would say the major highlight for anyone going to Paris is really to see the Eiffel Tower. So I can check that off my list. At this point in the trip, we were all really tired, and collectively, all 19 of us decided that we wanted to check into the hotel. We really also did wanted to see, go to a couple of museums, but we just couldn't make it. Like, we were all tired from partying the night before in London, and now we were in Paris. So we decided to head over to the hotel. So we stayed at the Mercure Hotel near Orly Airport. I hope I'm pronouncing all of that correctly. If I'm not, forgive me. I'll drop the name and the link in the chat. The hotel was beautiful, really nice. Seems very up to date, retro. Somewhere that I really enjoyed staying. But we did have a few complaints about the service there, and I'm not going to spend much time talking about that on this vlog, but I will do an overall review for you of this hotel. It's really at your own risk, not somewhere I'm going to recommend 100%, but based off of my review of the hotel, you can decide whether or not you will stay there or not. So just so that you understand timing and distance from where we were, so we traveled from, again, Gatwick Airport to Paris Orly Airport, and from Paris Orly Airport to the Eiffel Tower was a good 45 minutes. From the Eiffel Tower to Paris Orly Airport was another 45 minutes. However, the hotel, which is in Paris Orly Airport, is like less than 5 minutes away, and there is a shuttle that take you to the airport for free. So just keep that in mind if you are interested in staying at this hotel. It's convenient, it's close to the airport, but it is a good 45 minutes away from the Eiffel Tower and most of the tourist attractions. So for me, where we got off on the train to catch the train that takes you directly to the hotel was really lonely, and so I wouldn't recommend commuting in such a lonely area. It was only 7 o'clock in the evening, no later than 6 when we got there. But it was really dark, and so because of where the train station is and the proximity to the hotel, and how that is lonely, I wouldn't, recommend commuting in that way. Safety is always my number one priority when traveling, period, in my day-to-day. So just giving you a few pointers on that end if you do plan to stay at this hotel or just, travel to Paris overall. Now, while we are on the topic of transportation, I do want to point out that we paid 50 euros for an all-day pass to take the train and or bus. It was worth it for us being there, but that's about $54 US. And so when I think about it in that context and how much we pay in New York for an all-day pass for the MTA, that's a lot of money. But in order for you to get around, I think it just makes sense to probably get an all-day pass as opposed to taking Ubers or any other means of transportation if it's not the train. So you do have to think that out while you're planning to go on this trip. Overall, I had a good time on this trip. It is definitely feasible and doable to fly to Paris for a day trip. It was actually cheaper for us. I do want to mention that. It was actually cheaper flying to Paris as opposed to taking the Eurostar, which would have had us there in 2 hours, but the plane had us there in about 45 minutes. So I guess it did make sense overall financially and then time-wise. So I had a great time. Stay tuned for the next duration or series to my Europe trip. Talk to you soon. Bye.